Too close.
Yeah. Oh, good. I can see over there. Can you see Kathy? What's our
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to love, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to count, to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven.
Good morning, all. We will be opening our service today with let go. No, wrong.
We can.
It can be the change. Still, it's about letting go of summer and moving into fall.
One step, one act, it's a simple fact. We can be the change. Don't have to do it all, no steps too small. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. One heart, one voice, one simple choice. We can be the change. When it calls to you and it's yours to do, we can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Reach out one hand. Be the change. A part of the plan. Be the change. Put it into motion. Be the change. Like a ripple on the ocean. Be the change.
One, two, be the change.
We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. Be the change. We can be the change. We can be the change. We can be the change.
Morning. We are the change, aren't we? Yes. And we've just come off hosting this successful regional conference. Yay. It was wonderful. Hope all of you could take part in it in some way. And we appreciate all the volunteers. So we're going to begin the service today with the lighting of the Christ candle. So let's just take a breath while we center ourselves. In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself, its consciousness, and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this presence within us and as us. The creative energy expressing in all our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this in our companion planet Earth and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of the Christ's presence expressing in, as, and through us in this present now moment. All right. So welcome, everyone. My name is Jill Meadows, your service assistant today, and our minister is Reverend Frank Pastor Weir. Today, he's going to talk about, drum roll.
What am I talking about? You change, yeah. We're talking about transformation, and this is the fourth part of a four-part series that follows the great scripture, the scripture of nature, and what it has to reveal to us. And also, just I'll put in a quick announcement. So we had the convention here, and since the convention, got 2 emails of people who went home with, what they caught, had a COVID. So anyhow, we do have masks outside. We had masks the whole time of the convention, and everyone seemed to feel mostly okay. Didn't hear about it till later. And people have told me some other places they're at and around in Nevada City. So just, and all, what did I say? Good, Nevada City. Oh my God. I lived there for 15 years. Yeah, in Bellingham. All around the town, there's been different, apparently, exposures. So anyhow, heads up. Just as a matter of due diligence, we'll let you know that happened. I know, but there it is. Okay. Anyhow, transformation and change and the joy that we can find in all that. So, thanks.
Thanks, Frank. And our music ministry welcomes Heart and Soul with Marta, Deborah, and Kathy as our accompanist. For our mission, we are a joyful, evolving spiritual community committed to spiritual practices, compassionate service, and living on purpose. Ooh, thanks. As a joyful, evolving, and spiritually conscious community, Unity of Bellingham celebrates the uniqueness of everyone, recognizing and welcoming each person as a beautiful expression of the one. Being inclusive and non-discriminatory, we acknowledge the divine presence in all life and honor their positive presence, blessing, and contribution in the world. Is there anyone here for the first time? If so, we welcome you. Yay, welcome. It's good to be here together. Afterwards, if you want to join us, we have some refreshments in the side room, our chapel area. If you'd like to stay, we'd love to get to know you a little better. And if not, that's okay too. We're just happy to be here. And we'll also take this moment to stand and greet each other. All right. As you settle back into your space, just feel the love of Spirit move through you as we take a moment to breathe in and gently release. And please join me in saying the 5 principles which are printed in your bulletins. God is good and present in all things. The holiness of God is my own true nature. I am creating my experiences by how I think, feel, and believe. My thinking is guided by my daily affirmative prayers and affirmative actions. I follow and am sustained by these values in every way, every day, and so it is. Good job, everyone. It's like conducting a course up here. It's fun. And as we prepare for our time of reflection and meditation, please hold the words of this meditation hymn quietly in your heart.
I am love. I am love. I am free to be the voice of love, free to make the choice of love. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. Free to be the voice of peace. Free to make the choice of peace. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am
So lovely. We are love and peace and wholeness. And as we take this moment to enter into prayer, we own that not only for ourselves, but we extend that to our loved ones and the entire world. And feel free to speak aloud or in your head anyone or anything you would like to have included in this prayer. And again, let's just hold ourselves, our loved ones, our animal companions, our community, our country, our world, our planet in this wholeness, in this love, in this connectedness. And so it is. And now, as we enter into a time of meditation, let's begin by taking several deep breaths. And as you breathe, just gradually start slowing your breathing. And feel the steady rhythm of your breathing. The ebb and flow. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. And lean into that heart space. Feel your body connected to your chair, your feet connected to the earth. Know you are supported by the earth, by your body, by the air, by spirit. Accept the gift of being present in this moment, this time, this space. Know that just by setting this intention, there is tremendous power and grace available. Always. It's effortless, as easy as our heart beats, our lungs breathe, our kidneys clear, our blood circulates. Our minds can also be in the flow of this peaceful process and natural function. Just let your thoughts go without having to hold, monitor, or control them. And breathe in and out. Breathe in ease. Breathe out grace. Accept this ease. Accept this grace. Feel this total support of the universe. Ease and grace. And know that we are held in love and wholeness. Breathe in love. Breathe out gratitude. I am love. I am wholeness. What an amazing gift it is to accept this truth as naturally as it is to breathe. To embody our divine nature and to embrace our oneness with creation. To be in the flow of life, the flow of love, and the flow of peace. Just rest in this healing space for a few more moments in silence. Shalom.
I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and the green was easy and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, the way was easy and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, the sound was easy and the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the garden stars are shining, and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the
and the guardian stars are shining, and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of autumn, and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came.
First off, I wanted to just breathe. That was nice. Yeah, meditating, and that song fits so well. Thanks, y'all. I want to, and we've said it a lot, but I have to tell you, during the 3 days of the conference while I was here, I've lost track of how many people came up to me and said, Reverend Frank, your community is so amazing. You know, and it just kept going and going and going. I know the last day, whoever was here was, the volunteers came up on stage, and there was many, I don't know, maybe a dozen people, and got a blessing. So that blessing was for all of us that were here weeks before getting ready and during the conference, and who helped clean up. So I want to use the conference as a bit of an example of this cycle that we've been talking about over the last 5 weeks. It started with the Unity logo. It's the logo that's on your name tags. And it's a lotus or whatever it is. It's a beautiful mandala. It's not here now because it's actually now hanging on a sign outside where it needs to be. Thank you. But it was so fascinating because there's this sense that I mentioned, the great scripture of nature teaches us about these cycles and the truth of life. And you can think of them in terms of winter goes to spring, goes to summer, goes to fall. You can think of it in terms of night goes to dawn, goes to day, goes to dusk. You can think of it in terms of life. A child goes to an adolescent, goes to an adult, goes to an elder. And what's fascinating is these cycles turn and they turn, they turn. And sometimes I recognize I'm living in a certain cycle of the year, but I'm in a different cycle of my day, and I'm in a different cycle of a project I'm working on. But these are the things. Each of these cycles, each of these energies has its own spirituality, its own spiritual practice. So winter you might think of as the energy, that the night, the dark. We've been tracking, like, for example, what do the monks that, at least in the West, and there's monks all over the world, what are the Western monks that do these prayer forms? And what's the prayer in the morning? And we've been looking at the different prayers. And the winter prayer is very much a meditation. It's get up at 4 in the morning or 3 or something like that. I mean, 5:45 I can do, but they're like up at 4. And it's the prayer of like that stillness. It's really the practice of meditation. It's like up, maybe the fire's going and it's just quiet. And we talk so much about the beauty of the prayer of winter, the prayer of the morning, pre-dawn morning. And how, and it also, that tells us the energy. It's funny talking to different people who have been going through physical challenges right now, different illnesses. And they've told me, I'm in the winter now. Yeah. Sometimes it's that dark night of the soul. Sometimes it doesn't feel so wonderful in some ways, but we can think in terms of, if we embrace it, if we don't turn away from it, turn toward it, and know this is one of the cycles of what it means to be to be alive, to be part of life. And then we talked about the dawn, and which is like the spring. And the energy of there, I think of the spiritual practice of dawn being contemplation, and the way I'm using that word is now I'm up. Now the sun's coming up. I can kick off that extra blanket. I'm feeling warm, and I've been in silence, and now there's sun, there's light, and now maybe I'm doing my morning reading, journaling, meditation. I'm contemplating. I'm thinking, I'm talking. I got coffee. Dawn is coffee energy. Oh, I love dawn. I love spring. Oh, I guess you relate to that one. Yeah. Okay. There's the dawn energy. So we talk about that in the spiritual practice of dawn is contemplation. Get engaged. We're now we're discovering, we're thinking, we're journaling, we're seeing how this all applies to our life. And then we talked about summer or the daytime. And the spiritual practice of the daytime is service. It's work. It's being engaged with life. Yeah, it's being out in all that life. And we talked about all the various little prayers that the monks have. And they don't have a big prayer in the day. It's like, stop, pray a little bit, yep, get back to work. Pause and say, and the prayer is always, with what I'm doing, I did my meditation, my contemplation, I'm vibrating, I'm aligned with the divine. And I've done this much work, am I still there? I've done this much work, am I still aligned? So today I want to talk about the final stage. You might think of it as moving into fall. I wore my orange fall Halloween shirt for the occasion. And this energy, I think the spiritual practice of fall, one way to look at it is gratitude. Gratitude. And we've done all this creativity. Now what? Now we get to kind of go, whoa. The spiritual practice of going, oh my gosh, oh God. That's a practice. Yeah, getting out of the cycle of being critical. Going, we worked it out, and here's what we got, and oh my God, it is so amazing. Fall is the gratitude practice. It's funny, put them right up there with all the others, right? Gratitude as a practice. So I went back and looked at, as I was doing, what are the different stories of the monks. So I want to add a piece of this gratitude. I want to add a piece of the fun, the awe, the kind of the way we can evaluate what's going on. And when I look at in the Benedictines, I said, it's called Vespers. It's the evening. It's the fall prayer. And one of the things they do is a Song of Mary, it's called, Canticle of Mary. I've heard it many ways. And part of this beautiful prayer, you can find it in Luke, and Mary finds out, this young teenage girl, and she finds out she's pregnant. And she goes, my soul proclaims the greatness of God. He's called forth this servant, this humble, lowly one, and raised me up. Now all people are going to call me great forever. They're going to just acknowledge, like, wow, that happened to you. And one of the things I noticed in the story, and it goes on, and she said, all those people that had so much, they're brought down, and the people that are lowly are brought up. And what I see in that is a harmony. She's like, we are out of bounds. There is over here these people with so much, and she's living in empire, right? There's this domination system, and not only is she in the class that's not the class that's doing so well. I mean, she's in the group that's been, a foreign army has invaded their land. And she's in a patriarchy, intense patriarchy, and she's a young girl. I mean, everything's stacked against her, and but now look what happened to me. We're going back to wholeness, this out of whack balance. There's energy coming back, this energy, this divine energy. Many times how I talk, and I'm not to be immoral, but I don't tend to lean into, let's talk about good and bad and right and wrong. I mean, we can do that. It's fine. But what's useful to me, what I really find most useful, is more the question of what brings us into balance. Where's the harmony? Where's the energy that sort of align ourselves? And the reason it's so good is it allows for so much more expression, so much more movement into exploring different areas of like, well, that's right, that's wrong. We're looking to come into harmony, and this is where we get so grateful, because we see when we get to harmony, it's so much fun. There's a piece of the Tao Te Ching, which and by the way, Daniel Nahmod came, for those of you who are here, and he did a 3-hour afternoon, and he did all his songs. He does this album called Like Water. Have you guys heard this album? Daniel Nahmod's Like Water. And so he gets up there, and he kept pulling up this book, and he kept reading. I went, oh my God, that's Tao. And I realized so much of his albums are based on this spirituality of this, I think he might be Jewish. He kept referencing his Jewish heritage. So he's like this Jewish, spiritual, Taoist, New Thought musician-ish thingy. Don't you love it? And I got it. Like, yeah, whatever that is, do that. This is Tao 22. Let yourself be broken, and you will be whole. Let yourself be crooked, then you'll be straight. And let yourself be empty, and then you find yourself whole. Let yourself grow old, then you'll be renewed. Does anyone want to hear that one again? Let yourself grow old, then you'll be renewed. Give up everything, you'll be given everything. I mean, I asked Janae, put a canoe on the front of the bulletin. And she said, well, I don't get why you want a canoe. So you explain the canoe, because you made me put it there. I said, okay, here's the canoe. You're going downstream. Let yourself be quick. It's so easy to, this is the way I'm going, and I'm going that way. Yeah, but their beavers put a dam there. You don't know. We were in the Tetons. We're out in a canoe. And he goes, yeah, last year I went this way on the trips. But the beavers built a dam, and now it's all a pond. You can't get through. So this year we go this way. What's the way? Well, we don't have to force the way. We don't have to go, this is the right way. That's the wrong way. No, allow yourself to be crooked. Allow yourself to go, well, maybe I go this way this time. And then we find balance. We find the wholeness. Let yourself be empty. Let yourself be empty if you want to be full. Stop. And I'm talking to myself here, right? You always know I'm always talking to myself first. I don't have to think I got it just right. Maybe I can go, maybe I kind of don't know. What do you think? There's a community, what I love about this. There's a community, there's a way of like, I can be empty to be full, because by my emptiness, I can hear what you have to offer. If I'm so doggone sure I'm right, then I can't hear something new that's coming in. I can be empty so I can be full. It really begs the question of, well, probably you do that in community. Probably you do that in community. I think this whole thing of let yourself be empty so I can be full. You know this little area over here with the plants and the water? It looks like there's water in there and it's shimmering and all stuff. Yeah, we just had an idea and built just like that, right? No, that's not what happened. First there was going to be a gong. No, let's not put a gong. How about bamboo? We put up bamboo. The bamboo. Let's not do bamboo. Take the bamboo. Rosemary takes the bamboo back. How about some rocks? How about these rocks? How about some things? Well, let's wash these rocks. Are these the right? Okay, that looks okay. How about filling it with stones? These stones are all dirty. Pick them all back up. Take them outside. Michael spray washes them all. Okay, put them all back in. How about these plants? No, not those plants. Take those plants. How about these? How about this light over here? No. Allow yourself to be crooked. Allow yourself to be empty. The summertime, the time of work is a time of play and exploration and try. And if someone was to say, well, that's right, that's not how you're supposed to do it. What was that? There was no how you're supposed to do it. That didn't exist. There was, because in the meditation, the contemplation from the winter and the springtime, we had a vision. And it was a vision that was energetic vision. We wanted to feel like this. We wanted to feel this way. What exactly we put in there, what the form was, kept, drumroll, transforming. The way of transformation. This is the way of fall. It's the way of transformation. The form, mind, idea, expression, that expression in the physical plane, there is an infinite possibilities of how that it can express. But let's try to express it in a way that feels like the safe, calm, spiritual eco-sanctuary we said we wanted. So how does that feel? And then we got it almost just right. Almost, I should say right. We got it to where everyone's going, yeah, it feels almost like we want it to feel. And then we move the light over to the corner, and there's something missing. What is it? Lynn walks into my office. Something's missing. And she walks behind my desk, takes my tree of life off my wall, looks at me and walks out the door. You don't mind, do you? I guess not. She hung that up there. It was almost right. And then later, it's almost right, it's almost right. Meanwhile, we're doing a sign. And Greg went out and made that icon that you saw. And a bunch of people got together, Diane and Malin and Rosemary and his mother, and they said, well, let's make these. There's a way you do this like this way you put the color on and the metalworking, right? And so they had it all colored, and they brought it in, and we're like, no. Greg's like, oh, okay, what do you want? Sand it down. And we went to the store and bought new paint, came back, Greg paints it all. How about that? And they're like, no. That color's not right yet. So they bring it, and then Malin and Greg make a paint laboratory on the kitchen counter, and they're like mixing things and stirring it up, and like, no, not that color, that color. I said, call me when it's done. And I left, and they come back and say, I think we got it. So they finally painted the sign you finally saw. Be empty. If you want to be full, be empty. Like, just be open to the flow, and what we're looking for is harmony. What we're looking for is balance. What we're looking for is not be rigid. We're looking to be in the energy. We know what it feels like. We know the energy. We know the sense of how it feels. There was no part of this whole thing. We had a Mexican food truck. No, we're not going to do that. And we catered the whole thing. No, let's get this. No, change the menu. And then by the time the people came, like, this food is great. Yeah. This is the 8th iteration of what we thought would be the feed. Every single thing outside, we put things up, we took them down. We made the trail, we took it down. We started a trail this way, we said, no, we're going to do a trail that way. How many times did we bring down the mulch, go, no, let's go over here and do this. This is, if you want to be full, be empty. If you want to be whole, be crooked. Let's be willing to move. A friend of mine, actually from Nevada City, some friends called us yesterday, maybe that's why it's on my mind. I hadn't seen them in years. They've got an 8th grader who just went to WW. They were dropping their son off, but he's in 8th grade. I've been here 4 years. In my mind, he's in 8th grade, but he's a freshman in college now, of course. Somehow he got through high school, and I didn't even see it happen. And they came by. I was out on a walk, and I don't know, it's one of these fun conversations. She said, I had this thought about sin. We talk about sin. And I saw a guy tuning his guitar the other day. And he had like this tuner thing, and he was hitting this and went, there it is. And she said, it's this a person speaking from her tradition that was probably more like a traditional Christian tradition. This idea of sin, meaning, sin just means I tried it over here, too sharp, tried it over here, too flat, tried it over here, too over here. And there's this thing that we live our life. And part of it is we're tuning. We're trying to find the resonance. Resonant with what? Well, that's the fruit of our meditation and our contemplation, where we align with this divine energy, and we're tuning. We're trying to find that sweet spot where things are what? In harmony, in tune, aligned with this energy. That's what we're looking for. That sweet spot. And then when we find it, what do? We go, yeah. The way of the final stage, we go, yeah, I'm in tune. Now we can play. Yeah, I found the resonance. And this is what everybody was doing, trying it, moving it. And we knew that eventually the big day was going to come. And everyone showed up on, Tuesday. People started showing up here at night. We got the sign hung on Saturday. So we hit that tune just right at the right time. That balance, yeah. The way of transformation. And then it happens, and now we get, and I think we just sit, by the way, we haven't programmed it exactly, but we just need to do a gratitude thing. I think we talked this morning, let's just try the potluck. Let me just throw that out. Potluck in 2 weeks, the first Sunday is always potluck. How about that be gratitude and appreciation potluck? And where we can just acknowledge everything we did and go, wow! The beauty is, look at the art and the color and the front foyer and all of this to our benefit. As a matter of fact, another interesting thing is you think somebody would look at this and go, I don't want to host a convention at my spiritual center. That was a lot of work. Numerous unities in our region said, can we do it next time? This was really good. There was a lot of work and effort. But what they saw, consistently what people told me, was they saw the joy, they saw the energy, they saw the wholeness, they saw the harmony, they saw the excitement, they saw the gratitude, they saw how so many people came in and volunteered and seemed to be in a great mood and were really welcoming. They said this over and over. We felt so welcomed at Unity of Bellingham. We felt so welcomed. Yeah, we were in the transformation time. We were in gratitude and joy because we got tuned. Might have been sliding into home base at the last second, but we got it done. And the fun thing is, it's fall, then there'll be winter, and we get to do this again. Maybe next year we won't change so much, maybe some tweaks. There's still a few things we want to do, but I want to end here with a scripture. I went into 3 scriptures today. You get the Holy Scripture of nature. And we quoted something from the Tao, number 22. You can look that one up. And here's a piece that comes from the Sermon on the Mount from our master teacher, Jesus. And you might see it, the Greek translation says, blessed are the meek, they shall inherit the earth, which is great. I had a friend who Neil Douglas Klotz, someone Diana had gone on retreats with. And he was challenged when he was younger to go and relearn as best he can what ancient Aramaic might have sounded like, which is the language Jesus spoke, was Aramaic. What Hebrew, or he probably spoke a little Greek. He maybe read Hebrew, we don't know. But for sure he spoke Aramaic. That was the language of his time. And if you translate that, if you try to go back and say, well, what would it have sounded like when Jesus gave that teaching? And as best as we can tell, something like this. It would have been Tubuayun la makike dechanonertun arha. Tubuayun, which doesn't mean, blessed are. It means sort of like how ripe, how ready, how it could even be juicy or just, like happy or excited. It has a lot of meanings. And I love when you go back to these languages and you see all the possibilities of what this language would mean. And you can feel the transformation energy, that energy of gratitude. It's like how grateful we are for you. When how grateful are you when you're no longer rigid. When you break down rigidity and you get soft. You get soft. It's like I can flex, I can flow, I can move over here and move over. I could find balance, I could find harmony. Which means then, instead of blessed are the meek, you shall inherit the earth. What it means is all the energy of the universe is available to you. I like that a lot more than you shall inherit the earth. The whole energy of the cosmos. The cosmos. And what is the root word of cosmos? Wholeness, order, harmony. It's the root word. When you see cosmos, for us, when we hear the cosmos, we think, it means a bunch of plants and stuff. That root word, if you were Greek and you were saying that where the word came from, you'd go, I'm in the harmony. Not the stars. I'd look up and I go, I'm in the order. The order. I'm in harmony. I'm in the reality where everything is balanced. The whole energy of harmony, the whole energy of order, the whole energy of what is and what folds and what is aligned for your life, it's available to you. Blessed are you when you're not. How happy are you? How ready, how ripe are you? Which is a good word for fall, when we're harvesting and the fruits are ripe and everything's ready to go. How happy are you when you're not solid, but rather when we lose our rigidity. And what it means, you lose your rigidity. I can be open to new ideas. I can be open to new ways. I can flex. I can paint a sign purple and bring it back and paint it purple again and bring it back and maybe one more time. I can do that. And then the whole energies of the cosmos are available to you. Yeah. So I want to invite you as we close, maybe if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes for a second. And we've talked about this as we end these prayer forms, this whole piece, and this gratitude, this energy of allowing ourselves to let go of areas in our life where perhaps we're we're feeling a little too rigid. I invite you to think of, and it could be in your personal life, in Unity of Bellingham or whatever, where might be areas where we just want to stamp our foot and go, no, that's not the way. I want my way. This is the way. Is it? Is that true? Can we find how open and flexible we might be the blessing of that? Where might be a place in our own lives where rigidity is tripping us up? Where we think only this one way is the way, but we're open to a way that's open to a flow, to an adventure, to community input and sharing. We can even feel in our bodies, our shoulders loosening. We could breathe a little deeper. We can say, I let go of my rigidity now. And I affirm, I open to the breath of new ideas and new expressions. I'm open. I am open for transformation, to express in new ways, even ways I have not imagined yet. I am open to be expressed, to allow the divine to express through me in beautiful, surprising, colorful, supportive, loving, compassionate, insightful, caring, kind, new ways. Just sit in that energy for a moment. Tu bayun the makke dechanon nertunara. In the silence.
So good and so grateful. Yeah, there was so much energy put into this effort. I think a couple of weeks ago when Frank asked Sherry, our convention volunteer coordinator, how many volunteers she had, she just pulled a number from her head that was 30, but then she went and counted and there were more than 50 people who contributed in some way, shape, or form. And it was a wonderful convention. Not only was this space transformed physically with all the beautiful art and beautification, but just that positive energy, and then all the people filled this space and brought their energy here, and we're still riding that wave, positive, transformational goodness. Yay! So. And whether you participated or not, everyone here blesses us with your energy, your presence. So, as the ushers come forward for our offering, we know abundance is our divine inheritance. Giving is our gift of love and appreciation. We always appreciate your generosity and support of this ministry we are creating together. This includes each of you with us in person, as well as each of you with us online. Thank you. As you take your offering to your heart, affirm quietly to yourself, I give freely and joyfully, for God is my source, and I have abundance in all areas of my life. Join me in saying our offertory blessing, which is in your bulletin. Divine love, through me, bless us and multiply multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Just lift your sails of faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, fading to the mystery.
Sing with us.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
Thank you.
That song. So just to bless these gifts, and I'm just thinking of this song and thinking of this whole sense of coming into harmony, and this sense of all the good things that come to me as far as time and talents and opportunities and financials, income, and being in balance with then flows out. You know, finances, time, energy, and that in and that out and that flow and being in the current and being in the stream and moving with it and finding balance. So bless these gifts. We bless them and they call them forth to bring harmony not only to each of our lives, but that they come and support the harmony of this ministry and this mission, Unity of Bellingham, and to go forth to support each of us, to support this movement, to support the people of Bellingham, and for peace and for our friends across the whole planet. What we do here touches the world. So we are so grateful and thank you. So it is. Okay, there's some in your bulletin too, you can see. So next week is Fourth Sunday, and what we've been trying to do is and this is something this year, is explore on Fourth Sundays, and I'm not saying it's always going to happen this way, but we're going to put those days aside to do what we've been calling a contemplative service. And many of you have been to the contemplative service before, but the order of service changes just a little bit, and we try to bring in more ritual. And a little less music, a little more silence, and it's just a different flow. We've been having fun doing it, and when we've been enjoying, exploring this contemplative service format. So if you haven't been to one, next Sunday's last Sunday, we'll be in a contemplative service mode. And also open, many of you said, I've done a lot with ritual. We're opening to exploring new rituals. If you have something, an idea you want to offer, a way of doing service, we have a number of them lined up. We have this month contemplative service. Next month will be Dia de los Muertos. Can you believe it? We're there. Yeah. And then we're into Thanksgiving and a contemplative service about gratitude. So it's quite beautiful. Then the following Sunday will be first Sunday of the month. It's going to be potluck, of course. And that's going to be a volunteer appreciation and conference. It's over. Thank God and gratitude. We're supposed to be grateful, right? Thank God. Is that no? That said, thank you, God. Both ways. Interpret it as you may. Here's something interesting. Someone that was here at the workshop is also a lead in what we call next generation unity. And we talk about youth, and there's the unit teens, and there's the YU is the teenagers. But one of the people who's very involved in the whole national work of next generation unity, which is 18 to like 30-year-old, they're doing a retreat. This person's name's Aiden. He's now on our regional board, and he lives about a mile down the road. But he's the youth director at Linwood, so he's usually heading down to Unity of Linwood. But he's a neighbor. He's here, and he wants to be involved. And I put up some forms. Now, I know right now not necessarily we can't just look around. There's nobody here 18 to 30, but we know people, and we know yeah. Oh, you're a little over. Yeah, sorry, Craig. You know people. You know friends with kids. You know workmates, people in your circle. So I put the flyer up. It's a beautiful thing, and the information from Aiden and what's going on in Next Generation Unity in our region and the world. And there's a flyer. They're having a huge kind of retreat, spiritual retreat and service retreat at Unity Village to encourage people, young adults from around the country to meet. And the flyer's up on the bulletin board. You never know. You put it out. You don't know who it's going to touch. So we'll keep the word up there for that. By the way, our silent auction. And I might have mentioned we've done a big event in the past, but this year we're just going to have some stuff on the wall, and we're going to do some things online just for fun. We still like to do the auction. It's going to be the week of October 5th, 12th, and 19th. That's only a couple weeks away. We already have a lot of beautiful offerings that we're going to have for auction, but now's the time. If there's something you have, something you want to donate, whether that's art, something practical, or even a service or an opportunity, that you'd like to share with other people, please let us know. You can come in and talk to me or talk to Janae, and we'll do that. Do you see, look in your bulletin too, if you've ever wanted to be more practice at Reiki, once a year, Jeremy Ferrara, he puts on a Reiki training, and he's going to do it here in a couple weeks on Saturday for a few hours. I've done that before. It's even if you don't want to be in anything official, it's so beautiful to spend a few hours, or actually 5 hours, in that Reiki presence, in that prayer and healing ministry. So please be sure you do that as well. Two last things. I want to see if, Sonia, for you in a second. Also, just to let you know, Diane is going to be the chaplain today. Our room that's open over here, this is our chaplain room. And if you want to just take a moment for a private, confidential prayer, or just have a blessing or share a concern, Diane is our chaplain. She'll be back in the chaplain room right after service. You're welcome to meet her there. I also wanted to ask our friend Sonia is back from Africa, but she's not going to talk about that. You might remember a service some time ago. We made donation both to the food bank or directly to Gaza. Sonia has some friends there who are going through the situation of war and suffering that's in Gaza. And you have an update and also something you want to share with us about that process. Welcome back, Sonia. Good to see you.
I've been really emotional lately, traveling across the world and having a total immersion. But sitting here today, I realized how much I really love this congregation. I feel so blessed by all of you. A lot of you know I've been a Catholic for 70 years. And so coming here, I just feel so much a part, and there's just, the Spirit is so alive, and I feel so really blessed to be part of you. So, so that's my start. And I would just want to say, I've been gone, so I wasn't able to tell you where the money, you guys donated $400, and that went to help 6 families in Gaza buy food. Ever since the aid was blocked in March, everything's gone crazy on the black market. So a bag of flour costs $50. Well, now, 10 days ago, the occupation is what they call them. occupation sent drones through northern Gaza and said, you must evacuate because we're going to blow everything up. And so families have been trying to rent a bus. It usually costs about $400 to get into a van with a bag of belongings and your kids and go to south. Gaza's only the size of western Whatcom County. 2 million people have been stuffed in there. As Israeli took over more and more of the Palestinian land that was given to them after World War II, the Palestinian people have been stuffed into West Bank and Gaza. So it's a really tough time. I cry a lot for these people. And last night when I was praying, God just said, Sonia, just be their voice. They just want to know that somebody across the world cares. We're seeing their death and their suffering, and that we're going to change things. So I feel like this is a community that will pray for change in the world, for change in our policies, for change in sharing love. So please pray. I'm trying to put angels around all of those people all the time. And the 6 families that I'm in contact with, I'm really trying hard to not take on their pain. That doesn't do me any good. But so please pray without ceasing and hold them in your hearts. And I told them I was going to talk at my church today, and there's a lot of people that love them. So thank you for your support. And if you want to do any more today to help with transport out of the north or medicine, when families asking for medicine, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for just being this loving community. It's beautiful to be part of it. Thank you. And I will tell you about Africa in a month.
Please stand and join us singing God in Everything. I see
Joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything.
choose.
I choose joy, I choose peace, I choose goodness surrounding me. I choose love in every breath I breathe. I choose God in everything. I choose happiness, I choose freedom. I choose the beauty that lives in me. I choose perfection in what life brings. I choose God in everything.
No.
I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God in everything. I know God in everything. I know God in everything.
All right, as we complete our service today, please join in saying our prayer for protection, which is in the bulletin, and we do include everyone, everywhere. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for being with us today. We wish you a blessed week ahead and look forward to seeing you next week And now we'll join in singing our closing hymn, the peace song.